Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Ox Talks. It is Saturday, November 25th, 2023. Sitting here in beautiful Newport Beach, California. About to, in a few hours, get on the road, get the travel back home underway. It's been a nice couple of days break. Hope all of you had a good Thanksgiving. Hopefully, you got a little time off, spend with some family. I'm sitting here today, not a lot of news breaking. I'm thinking, it's a beautiful day. It's 68 degrees. The roads are clear. Everything seems great. The shoppers are out. The malls appear, at least they're being well trafficked. People are out and about. And you would think that everything is going great. You would think that the economy is firing on all cylinders. Everyone's getting in the holiday spirit. All signs appear good. The coast is clear, right? Obviously, we all know nothing could be further from the truth. If you look just one layer or two layers below the surface, we know that everything is not rosy on Main Street. There was an article I saw a few days ago. Capital is fleeing the small regional banks. You're not getting a lot of news on this. I think they're trying to keep this quiet, but it's fleeing the small banks and the regional banks. I think we're going to see an uptick in this banking crisis again in the coming couple of months. At the same time that capital is fleeing the smaller and regional sized banks, you have credit rating agency like Moody's downgrading the three largest banks like JP Morgan, Wells Fargo, and company, saying that they are actually not that well prepared to deal with another crisis or another liquidity issue. And so you kind of have a confluence of events here with the banks that is really being kept fairly quiet right now, but I think it's going to rear its ugly head again in the coming new year. And before I go on, I wanted to say I really appreciate all of you watching the channel and subscribing to the channel. I do very much appreciate it. If you like the content, please subscribe, and please, again, I apologize for the airplanes flying over. Please share these videos with your family and friends. It's a time that we obviously get more FaceTime with family. We get more ability to be with family that we don't see all year. And so if you're brave enough, if you're bold enough, start sharing some of these ideas. Start getting the word out and wake people up as to what is happening. So we have the banks in crisis. I'm going to share an article with you in a few minutes. We have foreclosures on the rise throughout the country. I think that's no surprise. And I believe that you're going to see that start to cascade, obviously, next year as well. As more people fall behind in their mortgage payments, more people are unable to service their mortgage debt. So that's on the rise. We have student loans. We know what's going on with student loans. Now the payments have resumed. I saw some articles in the last couple of days that I think I reported on one of them that students are now unable to continue to contribute to their retirement accounts. They're not students now, they're adults, but they're still paying off this debt. So what they're doing is they're having to stop contributing to their savings and retirement and start paying on their monthly student loan payments, which takes, according to the average, it's about 20 years to pay off the student loan debt. We know the national debt is at all-time highs. We know consumer credit card balances are at all-time highs. We know that we just discussed the student loan debt is at 1.7 or 1.8 trillion dollars, and not just the principal amount of the debt, but we have service costs on this debt at all-time highs as interest rates continue to increase. And from my perspective, there is no reason to believe that they are going to come down anytime soon. You've got the cheerleaders out there saying that now is the best time to buy a home because the 30-year mortgage rate has ticked down in the last couple of days, and they're saying now's the time to jump on the bandwagon, don't miss the boat. I think that is misleading at best, disingenuous at worst. you should think about making any purchase right now like that, especially with a home or a car. We know that, and I'll share an article with you in a few minutes, the buy now, pay later programs are being very well used because consumers can't afford to can't afford to pay for what they're buying. They're not paying cash for these things, guys. They're swiping their credit cards on the online sales. They're doing they're clicking the button, 5 payment plan or buy now, pay later, and that just kicks the can down the road. You're not actually acquiring these goods now. You're acquiring the right to pay for them with interest down the road. And so the cost of those things, you might think you're getting a great deal, but the cost of those things, if you're going on a buy now, pay later plan, is exponentially higher than what you're paying when you click that buy a button. So please keep that in mind. Foreclosures are on the rise. I will share an article with you in a few minutes as well. So look at across the board, there's no good economic news. I wish I could share some good news with you, but again, the point is to get the reality out there for as many people as will listen and want to open their ears and their eyes to what's going on. I saw an article on CNBC earlier. It says that shoppers spent $9.8 billion with a B in online United States sales on Black Friday. And they said that was up 7.5% year over year. So up 7.5% between 2022 and 2023. $9.8 billion. Now, that's not the in-store sales. That's the e-commerce stuff. That's the online stuff. And they're saying that obviously online sales are having a big impact also on the sales of people going physically to the malls. I mean, that makes a lot of sense. So, we have a 7.5% increase, but we know the consumers are in a lot worse position than they were this time last year. So what's going on? Well, I'll tell you what's going on. These people are financing this stuff on buy now, pay laters. They are paying with credit cards. They're jacking up their credit lines. They are jacking up their home equity lines of credit, their HELOCs, to the extent that they already haven't done that. And they're buying things that they probably don't need if they really thought long and hard about it. So let me share a couple articles with you that I saw today dealing with the buy now, pay later. It's from Zero Hedge. This was yesterday afternoon. It says, "Dear Santa, can I pay later this year?" And it says, with credit card debt at record highs and more young consumers falling behind on their credit card payments, buy now, pay later BNPL services are expected to see record spending levels this holiday season. Statista Felix Richter reports that according to Adobe Analytics, BNPL spending could climb to $17 billion this holiday season. And that's November 1st to December 31st. And that would be up 17% from $14.5 billion using the buy now, pay later from a year ago. And it says total online spending during that period, November through December 31st, is expected to grow by less than 5% compared to 2022, illustrating the growing importance of BNPL in times of high inflation and equally high interest rates. Well, I just read you these statistics from CNBC this morning. It's actually up a 7.5% year over year, not 5%. So 50% greater than was expected. It says buy now, pay later is becoming increasingly mainstream and will make it easier for shoppers to hit the buy button, especially on mobile devices where over half of online spending will take place. Patrick Brown, Vice President of Growth Marketing at Adobe, said. It says, according to Statistic Consumer Insights, young Americans are particularly likely to use buy now, pay later services with delayed payments and interest-free installments, the most popular BNPL benefits. If I could give one word of caution to any young consumers, don't do that. Don't fall into that trap. That is a debt-laden trap. It will not end well. You don't know what your situation is going to be a month, 2 months, 3 months from now. If you had the money to buy it to buy it out right now, there'd be no reason why you wouldn't do that. So what that means is you don't have the money to buy what you're buying now. Excuse me, I just kicked the tripod. You don't have the money to buy what you're buying now, so don't buy it over time. It doesn't make any sense. Next article I will share with you goes back to this foreclosure. It says foreclosure whirlwind. And it says a report found that there were 34,472 foreclosure filings encompassing a range of stress indicators, including default notices, scheduled auctions, and bank repossessions. It says foreclosure filings continue to paint a concerning picture. ATOM CEO Rob Barber said, with foreclosure filings ranging from 31,557 in January 2023 to 34,472 filings in October of 2023, it's evident that the challenges in the housing market persist. While we anticipate a likely decline in the coming months due to the holiday season and other seasonal patterns, says we do foresee a continued uptick in 2024 as foreclosure filings make their way through the pipeline. And it says 1 out of every 4,051 housing units nationwide had a foreclosing filing in October. And some of the states with the highest foreclosure filing rates were Delaware, Ohio, New Jersey, Maryland, and South Carolina. And they talk about some of the counties with some of the highest foreclosure filing rates. And the first one was Miami, Fort Lauderdale, 1 in 2,180 homes. The second is Riverside, California, the county where I reside. That is 1 in 2,254 homes. And Houston, 1 in 2,269 homes. Oh, and lastly, Philadelphia, 1 in 2,323 homes. So folks, this is ugly news. This is what's happening. Again, we all have to embrace the holidays and do the best we can, spend time with family, enjoy the time that we have. It's very important. But you can't ignore what's going on behind the scenes. And the information is out there for you to receive it, for you to see it, and for you to process it so that you can make better decisions going into the new year. If you have the ability to not make those purchases, don't make. Again, I'm not giving financial advice. I'm not giving legal advice. This is my personal opinion. Don't make those purchases. If you can't afford to buy it, then don't buy it. Again, if you have to use a credit card, or if you want to use a credit card to capitalize on the points or the miles, fine. But pay off that credit card within that 30-day period so you don't get hit with interest, and more importantly, so you're not accumulating balances on those cards. With that being said, I will leave it there. I normally take a day off on Saturday from working out. I did decide to hit the gym this morning here at the property. Felt good. Took in a few more calories than normal this weekend, as we all probably do. Again, don't use holiday time as an excuse to take time away from staying physically fit, from working out, from exercising, getting your steps in, getting your strength training in. Pick up a couple of weights and do some bicep curls, do some shoulder presses, get some sit-ups in, get some push-ups in. Again, if you're physically limited, you have to talk to your doctor about what works for you. But for those of you that at least have the ability to get some cardio exercise in, it's really, really important. I hope you all recognize what's happening here, what's unfolding. Don't buy the mainstream cheerleader BS right now. We need to stay alert and stay focused. With that being said, again, I appreciate all of you watching the channel. I'm going to get back in the office probably tomorrow, a little while. First thing, of course, on Monday. I got a full calendar of things to do. I have several trials coming up next year, business trials. We'll see if they actually go to trial. Trials in business and real estate matters. They do go to trial, but many times they do not. More often than not, they do not, because of the cost of these things. The preparation costs, legal fees, all that kind of stuff piles up. And usually real estate and business matters settle at a mediation or some sort of an alternative dispute resolution process before trial. But look, sometimes you have parties that are hell-bent on litigating and fighting to the bitter end, and we need to be prepared for those that get to that point, and we will be, and just keep the nose to the grindstone. Look, I'm working, I've been responding to emails today, responding to client inquiries. When you own your own business, there are no days off. So keep that in mind. I still recommend, if you can, you try to get out and start your own business right now. I've heard some negative comments from people saying, well, it's a terrible time to start a business. Look, you have to try. If you can develop some alternative sources of income, streams of income coming in to you and your family in the coming year, it's going to be invaluable. I appreciate all of you. It's about 15 minutes in length. I will see you all tomorrow. Bye.